My name is Richard Williams. I'm co-owner of Luna Pizza Cafe here in Greenville, North Carolina. Well, I've always been interested in food and cooking, but that really isn't a reason to open a restaurant. There's so many other factors. There's a million moving parts. But I won a big teaching award with the university, and it came with a cash prize. So I decided to go to Italy for the summer to go to cooking school. And went to Florence, which if you've been to Florence, you'll know how intoxicating it is. And as a 51-year-old, I was having a bit of an existential crisis. So I found this new identity that I'd always suspected was back there. So when I spoke with the owner of the restaurant where I was working, I spoke with a lot of friends. Also, a number of friends got sick and were dying in a very short amount of time. So it had me face my own mortality. And I asked the question of myself, do I want to do this, remain a professor for the rest of my life, or while I still have the energy and the health, do I want to pursue something else? So here we are. This is going to sound pandering, but I love visiting with customers. We have really the greatest customers ever, and I love to come in and talk to folks. I'm really happy when they come into the restaurant. One of the goals of the restaurant was to come in and not believe you're in Greenville, and particularly for first-time visitors, when they come in and they see this really neat space that they're really excited about. And then they taste the food, which is something that is familiar. Pizza, everybody's had pizza since they were, toddlers. But it's a different kind of pizza. It's a Neapolitan hand-stretched pizza cooked to order in a brick oven, and people really respond very well to it. It reminds them of pizza that they've had in Europe. It reminds them of pizza they've had in Italy specifically, and it's just exciting to hear people. It's the most rewarding part of my job. My co-owner, John, does a lot of work in the back of the house, and I really try to get him out here because it's so incredibly gratifying to talk to tables and hear them say the nicest things, and it's overwhelming some nights. So for me, that's the most exciting part. If I had a close second, it would be working with young people. I've always enjoyed that. I've always been a coach. I've always been a youth leader when I was younger. I ran a teen center outside of DC. I became a college professor. I love working with young people and teaching them the things I know. They give me a lot of energy, and I know a lot more about popular music that they like than I should. And so just working with young people, a lot of the skills that I developed as a professor have crosswalked surprisingly into my life as a restaurant owner. I would say the time. I'm here a lot. It's a fun time for me to be at the restaurant, but at the same time, it cuts into normal everyday life. So my hours are very different now than they were when I was a college professor, where I'd wake up early, get some coffee, and be done by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Now my day starts around noon, and I work most weekends, if not all weekends, and so it really has sort of cut into normal everyday life that I was used to for so long. But that's probably the most challenging part. Well, I can tell you Greenville is a very receptive community for new businesses and for entrepreneurs. I didn't really get started until I was 51. So it's never too late. If you have music left inside you, now's the time to let it out and develop close relationships. There's among the restaurant owners that I know, and among other business owners, there's really not a competitive spirit amongst us. It really is a cooperative spirit. So look for mentors. Listen to feedback, because you're going to have a lot of bad ideas, and listen to it. But if you have a passion inside of you, then I think you're a leg up. A lot of times people have a hard time coming up with something that they want to do, or that they feel that they are meant to do. But if you can find your purpose in life, and if you can develop a really good team around you of talented folks, then you have a good chance of surviving. Please come on down. We take reservations Sundays through Thursdays. We're ready to see you on the weekends. Those are our busiest times, but we really look forward to seeing you come down and try some great pizza, some terrific appetizers, desserts, salads. We love our customers, we love our clients. We want a visit to Luna to be the best hour or two of your day, and we work really hard to make that happen. So come down and see us. Thank you so much, people of Greenville.